Hey everybody, checking in for another episode of Let's Get Down to Business. On the podcast this week, we've got a mogul, serial entrepreneur and fitness influencer. And we're also joined by Wayne Lineker. Only joking, I was on about you, Wayne. How are you getting on?
Obviously, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Excited for the summer, so yeah.
Yeah. So, you're a man that really needs no introduction, especially for my podcast, because there's so many Irish people who come to your establishments here in Ibiza.
We have a very strong Irish clientele, and they all seem to love it, and we all get on well. And we love the Irish because they can drink, can't they? Let's face it. They are the number one drinkers.
Yeah, they are. To be fair, I remember the time when I was in Ibiza last, right? So I had tickets to actually come to Ocean Beach, and I got a bit distracted by another establishment, few meters up the way, which was Linekers. So
Well, what we lost here, we gained there, so that's good.
Exactly. So, I mean, that just kind of even shows in itself. I mean, you've got like a lot of establishments on this island. How many now?
Got quite a few. I'm not really counting them, to be honest, but obviously we've got the Skinny Kitchen brand. We've got two restaurants here under that umbrella. We're involved in STK, Kiss My Fairy, the makeup and glitter shop, whatever you want to call it. We're obviously involved in the hotel.
Obviously Ocean Beach,
Itaca. Ocean Itaca.
Itaca, is that who you said?
Itaca, yeah.
Itaca, I was saying.
Itaca's better.
Itaca, kids.
Linekers obviously, and Ocean Mania, which is good fun, and I think that's about it.
Ocean Mania, that's the you've got a new like kind of inflatable area.
It's an inflatable water park, but it's great fun. I mean, especially when people have had a few drinks.
Need a few lifeguards, so on standby. So how did you start from, we'd say, back in England, UK, where you're from, to like being out here and owning all these businesses in Ibiza? Like, how did that journey start?
Well, my background was I've always dealt with the public. I left school at 14, went onto the markets with my dad, through the veg markets, which was hard work.
I can imagine.
I used to work 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. I had no social life really. But I learned so much on the markets. You know, you learn how to be streetwise. You learn how to make decisions. You learn how to speak to people and see what they want. And then I was on there till about 26, and then the big supermarkets started to open, and one-stop shops, and you know, everyone used to come to the town centre for their fruit and veg years ago. But that's not the case now. So the business was falling fast. And at that time, Gary was just breaking into he was about to become captain. He'd just won the Golden Boot from Mexico, and he was on fire. So
pre or post Walkers?
Pre-Walkers.
Pre-Walkers.
Just he's been there that long.
At his pinnacle.
So then I just thought, you know, I've got a pretty good second name here. Let's take advantage of it. And my partner at the time, parents lived in Tenerife. We used to visit quite a lot, and I loved the island, and I just thought I'll open a bar and I'll call it Linekers. And and it just evolved from there really. I mean, I actually had a vision when I was walking through the market in the last few weeks before I left. I sold everything I've got, put all my money into getting a business in Tenerife, a bar, and I could take to the very, very square foot. I had this vision, and I saw 3 round windows and a bar and pictures on the wall, and it was just very, very clear in my head. I saw it, and anyway, a month or so later, when I was on the island asking estate agents for properties and stuff, guy calls me up, Wayne, I've found this right premises for you. So okay, I'll meet you there, and I went down there, and there it was, 3 round windows. It's exactly as I saw it in my vision, without the picture frames obviously and stuff like that. But once I'd done with it, it looks exactly the same, and that's a true story. And anyway, it turned out that it was immediate success. and then it just wasn't big enough. So a year later we moved to a bigger premises, and then we started opening in other tourist resorts. And yeah, I mean, I worked really hard. I used to do everything. I used to do the books, the accounts, the DJing, the buying the stock, and serving it, and I used to do everything. But I really enjoyed it, and so I worked very hard to get where I am. But yeah, it's just to go from there. Really.
That's amazing that you kind of did everything within the business, because like I'm involved. I'm launching a business of my own at the moment, and the reason I'm doing it is to kind of set myself free of having to work for anybody and to do something I really love.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get caught up with the whole startup thing, right? And sell like building a business, get this big valuation and to sell it.
Yeah.
Whereas like you've taken on like multiple premises, and like you're in and out of like all of them frequently. Like it's a commitment for you.
I think you've got to be really passionate about what your business that you want to go into. You know, you've got to love it, you've got to enjoy it. I think that's the most important thing, and I absolutely love every hour that I've been in business in this industry. I've loved, and so you tend to work hard, put more effort into it, and I've never been one for selling my businesses because they're too precious to me to sell.
Right.
I mean, you could offer me all the money in the world for Ocean Beach, I wouldn't sell it. No.
That's amazing.
Because I love it. I love coming down here and seeing the people having a great time, and putting smiles on people's faces, and you see it all over Instagram. Best day of my life. I mean that's a big buzz for me.
It is,
as it is for my partners, But so yeah, and it's great business to be involved in.
And it caters to everyone from, like, we'd say, small fish from Ireland to, like, we'd say that some of the big. You've had some high profile people in here.
One of your guys, Conor.
I saw that actually.
Unfortunately, they didn't smash this place up. But,
the second most high profile Irishman you've had sitting on these chairs. Like,
he had a great time, and he was very humble, and he enjoyed himself. He's a character.
Is he?
But we get a lot of celebrities in here now, and it's footballers as well. Come the end of beginning of June, it's like a PFA meeting.
I've seen them in some of the callas as well, like renting out like the yachts and stuff like that. They really love it.
I don't think there's a day go by where there's not a quite high celebrity, which is great.
And I suppose, like, do you live here on the island then all year round? Do you split your time between?
I split the time between the two. I'm mainly in the winter. I travel around and stay a lot in Chigwell in Essex.
Right.
With my fiancée, and in the summer I'm here all summer, and for a good 6 months.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's a nice contrast. I get the cold winters in England, but I actually enjoy them. So I enjoy the culture at home. And then it's obviously a very different here, and it's just crazy. At the end of the season, I just can't wait to get home.
I can imagine. You're probably broken completely. But it must really help as well, like with the way any kind of business promotes itself now, it's all through content creation. So like Instagram, YouTube, videos. It must help that you're on the most beautiful island in the world, like, to promote your business.
It does. I mean, the reason Ocean is as successful as it is literally social media.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that walks through these doors is posting pictures, and it's great to post a picture at Ocean Beach now.
Yeah.
So they're doing all our marketing for us, which is nice. But in return, we're giving them a good time. But I mean, it's changed businesses where it can take 10 years to build a business up like this, where it took us a year or 2 years with social media. And now it's just everywhere.
And was that a very deliberate approach, or did it happen quite organically?
No, just organically, I mean, social media is just now it's absolutely huge. Everyone's life revolves around social media, Instagram and this, and there's so many businesses that revolve around Instagram and Facebook. But back then, 6 years ago, it wasn't what it is now. But we just got a lot of coverage on social media, which helps us massively.
So I suppose it's kind of like almost a tribal marketing type of approach, where like you're here in the flesh. interacting with people. People feel like this is like a family, you know, if you're part of the Ocean Beach tribe.
I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy it when people ask me for pictures, and you know, it is nice. You know, if I can add a little bit extra to their day, then by giving them a picture, then I'm happy to do so. And I always speak to people. And, I would say I'm a humble guy, and a very grateful guy. You know, and, I appreciate everything that's come my way. But
well, that all comes across, and like, I mean, even agreeing to do an interview with a small-time vlogger like myself, like, big time. One of these days. Well, after I post this, maybe.
Well, you're my favourite vlogger anyway, already.
That's the job, boy. Nice one. So, could you give any tips to anyone who's starting out in business? Right, I know that there's the passion, that aspect of it. Is there anything else that you can kind of?
Don't trust anyone.
Don't trust anyone.
You don't trust anyone. No. I mean, you're going to get hit along the way by somebody wanting to take you for a ride. But passion is absolute key. You got to love what you're getting involved in, and and you got to work fucking hard. You got to work hard, especially the first years. So you got to be able to. And visualisation as well, you know, you've got to visualise your product and where you want it to be in a year or 2 years' time, and focus on that and see them images in your head, like I saw the image in mine. You know, mine just happened, but you've got to look for those.
Okay.
You've got to focus and visualise everything.
And see the long-term strategy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And keep that in your mind the whole time.
And location is without a doubt the best advice anyone will ever give. Because if you've not got the right location, you're not going to make it successful.
Right, and you think that applies to kind of every business, even with online businesses?
Well, obviously, online's a little bit different, isn't it? A lot different. But as far as bars and clubs and stuff, you know, location is key.
And you couldn't be in a better one.
No, it's funny though. When we did find this premises and we did the deal on it, and everybody in San Antonio and across Ibiza said it'll never work. It'll never work in San Antonio.
They just thought it was too far from the West End.
Yeah, they just didn't think there was enough money around here, or whatever they thought. But obviously we proved them all wrong. So
I mean, you've kind of turned this part of San Antonio into the more upmarket part of it, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've done great for San An. You know, San An was on its last legs, to be honest, when we took this on, which is probably another reason why people said it wouldn't work in San An. But you know, apart from the likes of Cafe Mambo, which is iconic to San Antonio, which is fantastic for San Antonio. You know, there's not really been much else going on. Obviously we've got Linekers and that little strip's nice. The West End's now got problems, which is unfortunate.
What are those problems? Is it the opening hours or something?
Opening hours, yeah, they've really cut them down, and which is very unfair, I think. But, I won't really get into politics, but I do feel for them, to be honest.
It's going to be tough for people to make money out of
very tough.
Out of that.
It was tough enough as it was in the West End, you know. Because of the competition and the pricing, and let's hope things get better and they get sorted out, and
So, if you don't mind me, like, just delving into like a little bit of specifics of when you just touched on there when you bought the place, like, was it a big risk for you at the time? Like, were you making enough, we'd say, out of like the Linekers that you thought, okay, like I can do this comfortably, or was it kind of like, was it a real jump?
It was a real jump, yeah. You know, it was a very big financial strain as well. Not just on me, on my partners, and you know, we went through hell to get this open. You know, it was looking very doubtful at one point, you know, that we would actually make it, but we did, and
was that before you opened? Sorry, that
just
it was
before we opened.
Yeah,
we were really struggling. You know, we really, you know, ploughed everything we got into it, and time was ticking, and you know, we did actually open a little bit late, which obviously with the financial strain at the time didn't help. We got through it, and And now it's obviously it is what it is today, and, which is a huge success.
Yeah, absolutely huge success. I mean, everybody knows about it on the island, and hopefully it'll continue to grow. And like, hopefully, your new business ventures here on the island.
Yeah, we're looking at other places now, like Dubai. We're looking at Dubai at the moment, in China. Trying to get premises there, and which we're maybe pretty close to getting there.
Because I was just going to ask what your plans for the future were. Is Dubai, because that seems to be a big tourist destination out for the UK and Ireland.
Dubai's a great location. It's a great place. A lot of money in Dubai. But yeah, I mean, it'll never be an Ibiza. It'll never be a 7-day.
Yeah.
You know, like we are literally every single day, Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what day. It's full in. And that is rare.
Yeah.
That is rare.
And I'd imagine a lot of it as well is to do with the culture of the place. So like, like in Dubai, it's not as much of a.
There's a different. I mean, it's very music orientated here, and, whereas Dubai, not so much. I think we get away with some of the things we get away with here. But it'd probably have to be a little bit more upmarket and a bit more toned down a little, shall we say.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine. Jesus. But like, just kind of touching off that with the music part of it, like, who's your favourite artists on the island? Like, do you have big DJs that come in here and play?
We don't have big DJs. I mean, the big DJs wouldn't want to play in here because, the huge ones, because we can't play it loud enough.
Right.
I mean, it's loud enough for everyone to have a great time in there, but they want
to blast.
You don't need glasses for this world, they just want to blast the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And then we just have to be on their case, turn it down. You can't do that to people like that. But we have a very strong DJ lineup. But not your A-listers and all that. And we couldn't afford it.
I know, because I remember I ran the events for my college for a few years. I was the president of my college for a year, and we'd often be thinking, let's get this big headliner DJ in, and then you look at the cost, and you have to bring their entourage.
There's always the entourage, and there's the plane.
Yeah.
And then there's the hotel, and then there's. It's never ending.
Drinks for the night.
Yeah. Drinks is not a problem.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's not. This is not for us.
Yeah.
And we don't need them. We wouldn't be any busier with them. We're probably too busy. You can get too busy where people can't get to the bar or this, that, and the other. So we like it the way it is.
I think it's a different demographic, not a different demographic, same demographic, but a different vibe. Very much it's the daytime, chill out, have a good time. It's not as
the whole industry's changed a lot. It's more now heavily influenced by daytime parties, whereas years ago, Linekers used to be rammed every night. Every 7 nights a week. They were spilling out onto the streets, but there was no daytime venues there. So everyone used to meet in the bars, whereas now they go out all day. They're pissed by the time they walk out of here. So they go and have a couple of hours kit, and then go to the clubs. So they miss the bars out. So the bars, Linekers and Itacas and your other bar establishments have suffered now. But it's still a decent business, but it's lost that edge it had years ago.
Right.
But we're gaining here, so we're happy. But it has changed a lot.
Yeah. Well, long may it continue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And thanks very much, Wayne.
You're very
Seriously,
welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Honestly. Thanks for interviewing me. Brilliant. Always very
Hopefully you'll make it to Ocean Beach, or at least one of the Lineker establishments anyway this summer. Thanks for tuning in.